Have you ever wondered, what if someone you see or talk to every day has quietly been in love with you all along? Not the kind of love that shouts or seeks attention, but the quiet kind. The kind that hides behind small glances, long pauses, and words left unsaid. Some people don't confess love. They live it, quietly, consistently. In the way they remember your favorite song, the way they listen when no one else does, or how they always seem to show up when you need them most. Psychologically, this kind of hidden love is called suppressed attachment. It's when emotion grows stronger precisely because it's restrained. And if you know where to look, the signs have been there all along, written in the spaces between what's said and what's not. In this video, we'll uncover 7 hidden psychological signs that reveal when someone has secretly loved you for a long time. Signs most people overlook, but science says reveal more truth than words ever could. You'll learn why they act differently around you without realizing it, what emotional signals they can't hide, and how love often disguises itself as hesitation, silence, or subtle care. Each sign builds on the next, and number 7 might completely change how you see someone in your life right now. So stay till the end, because once you understand these clues, you might never look at certain people the same way again. Welcome to FactsWorth, where psychology meets self-discovery, and where we explore the truths people feel, but rarely say. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more insights into the hidden patterns of love, behavior, and the human mind. Ready to see what love looks like when it's kept a secret? Let's begin. Sign 1. They become nervous when you're too close. Before we dive deeper, let's start with something subtle, the kind of thing most people miss. Have you ever noticed how someone who's usually calm and confident starts acting differently when you're around? Their words come out softer, their laugh feels a bit forced, and suddenly, they don't seem as composed as usual. That's not coincidence. It's psychology. When someone secretly loves you, your presence shifts their entire nervous system. Their body reacts before their mind can hide it. It's not fear, it's emotional overload. You see, the brain releases adrenaline when we're near someone we're deeply drawn to. It's the same chemical that fuels both excitement and anxiety. That's why they might fidget with their hands, avoid your eyes, or stumble on simple words. Not because they are uncomfortable, but because they care too much about how they appear to you. Imagine this. You're both standing close, talking about something ordinary. But for them, that moment feels too real. They become hyper-aware of everything, how their voice sounds, how close your shoulder is, even the warmth in your smile. They're fighting to seem normal while every heartbeat is giving them away. Psychologically, this happens because love blurs the boundary between desire and vulnerability. When we like someone, we don't just want to be seen, we want to be seen right. So every glance, every word suddenly feels like a test they can't afford to fail. So if you notice someone acting unusually nervous only around you, their hands restless, their tone softer, their laughter oddly timed, don't mistake it for awkwardness. That's not discomfort. That's containment. They're not trying to hide from you. They're trying to hide what you make them feel. Because deep down, they know. One honest look might expose everything they've kept silent for so long. Sign 2, they try to impress you without making it obvious. Sometimes love doesn't speak in words. It shows itself in effort. Have you ever noticed how someone starts paying a little more attention to how they look or act when you're around? Their shirt seems better chosen, their posture a bit more confident. Even the way they talk, suddenly clearer, more thoughtful, like they've rehearsed it without meaning to. It's not coincidence, it's quiet intention. When someone secretly loves you, they don't want to declare it. They want to earn it. And so they begin to shape small parts of themselves to align with what draws your attention. Psychologically, this comes from something called selective self-presentation, the subtle urge to highlight the best version of ourselves when we're near someone we admire. They might mention an accomplishment, share a small success, or casually talk about something that paints them in a better light. But notice, it usually happens only when you're there. They're not showing off to the world. They're hoping you see them differently. You might catch it in the smallest gestures, fixing their hair when they see you, using a scent you once said you liked, or suddenly getting into topics that fascinate you. It's as if they've been quietly studying what makes you light up. This isn't vanity, it's vulnerability in disguise. They're not trying to prove they're perfect. They're trying to prove they're worthy, because deep down, they want you to notice not just who they are, but who they become when they're with you. That's the psychology of subtle attraction. It's not about attention from everyone. It's about recognition from one person who matters more than anyone else. Sign 3. They notice the smallest changes in you. Have you ever had someone notice something's off before you've said a single word? They just know. You didn't complain. You didn't show it. But somehow they sense it. The quiet shift in your energy, the pause in your usual tone, the weight behind your "I'm fine." That's not coincidence. That's emotional attunement. When someone secretly loves you, they become deeply tuned in to your inner world. Psychologically, this comes from heightened emotional sensitivity, a natural response that happens when the brain forms a strong emotional attachment. Their focus narrows on you, your patterns, your voice, your presence, so even the smallest change feels like a ripple in their mind. You might text them normally and they'll still ask, "Is something wrong?" Because something about your words just feels different. That's how deeply they've learned your emotional rhythm. If your laugh sounds a little shorter, your messages take longer, or your eyes lose some of their usual light. They feel it. They might not always say much, but they respond in small, caring ways, checking in more often, sending a gentle message, or simply being there in silence. Their care doesn't shout, it whispers. Psychologists describe this as mirroring empathy, the ability to subconsciously absorb another person's feelings. In love, this empathy deepens to the point where your happiness affects theirs and your sadness quietly weighs on them too. That's the truth about secret love. It doesn't always show through big gestures or dramatic confessions. Sometimes it's simply felt in the way someone senses your storm, even when you're trying to hide it. Sign 4. They struggle when you talk about someone else. Have you ever seen someone's expression change, just slightly, when you mention another person's name? The smile stays, but the light in their eyes fades for a moment. It's quick, subtle, easy to miss. But in that split second, something real flickers through. That's not irritation. It's not jealousy in the dramatic sense. It's quiet heartbreak, hidden behind calm eyes and polite smiles. When someone secretly loves you, hearing about someone else in your life stirs a storm they can't show. They listen, they nod, they even encourage you. But deep down, every word feels like a reminder of what they can't say or who they can't be. Psychologically, this reaction is rooted in reactive jealousy, a natural emotional response that appears when someone feels a threat to a bond they deeply value, even if that bond has never been defined. Their heart interprets your interest in someone else as emotional distance, and instinctively it hurts. You might notice small tells, a longer pause before they reply, a quick change of topic, or a joke that feels just a bit too forced. Sometimes they'll smile even brighter, trying to convince both you and themselves that they're fine. But if you look closely, the truth slips through. In their tone, their eyes, their sudden quietness. It's not that they don't want you to be happy, they do. They just wish your happiness didn't take them further away. So they stay silent, not to hide from love, but to protect it. Because sometimes loving someone in secret means letting them talk about another person and pretending it doesn't break you a little inside. Sign 5. Their messages always feel a little warmer than others. In the age of screens and short replies, it's strange how some messages can feel different, even when they're just a few words. You know the ones. They don't try too hard, they don't overflow with emojis, yet somehow they carry warmth. It's not about what they say, it's about how it feels when you read it. When someone secretly loves you, their texts often hold a quiet tenderness. Even a simple "good morning" feels genuine. Their "how was your day" doesn't sound routine, it sounds like they actually care about the answer. They don't text because they're bored, they text because you cross their mind, and they can't help but reach out. Sometimes it happens at random times. late at night, between meetings, right when you were thinking of them too. It's almost like their heart reminded them to check in. Psychologists call this emotional expression through language, the way affection sneaks through tone, pacing, and word choice. You might notice they reply faster to you than to others, or that their messages seem more thoughtful, more present. They remember little things you mentioned, or follow up on something you said days ago. It's as if they type with emotion instead of fingers, every word chosen with quiet care. Even their pauses carry feeling. There's patience in the way they wait for your reply, softness in their use of punctuation, warmth hidden in their emojis, or sometimes in their decision not to use any at all. Others might text you out of habit, but their words always seem to carry one truth they're too afraid to say out loud. You mean more to them than you think. Sign 6, they value your opinion more than anyone's. Sometimes love doesn't show itself through grand gestures. It shows up quietly in the way someone listens when you speak. Have you ever noticed that one person who always asks, "What do you think?" or "Would you do it?" before making a decision? They might have friends, family, and coworkers to turn to, yet somehow your opinion always seems to matter the most. That's not coincidence. It's emotional gravity. When someone secretly loves you, your words carry weight in their inner world. Your thoughts shape their confidence. Your approval steadies their doubts. It's not that they can't decide on their own. It's that they trust your perspective more than anyone else's. Deep down, they see you as the person who truly understands them. Psychologists call this emotional validation through attachment. When we care deeply for someone, our sense of direction subtly aligns with their viewpoint. A compliment from you can lift them for days. A small doubt can make them question everything. Your voice becomes the compass they quietly navigate by, not because they need your permission, but because they want to feel in sync with you. They may not say it out loud, but every time they ask for your input, what they're really saying is, "I trust you with my thoughts. I want to see the world the way you see it." That kind of trust doesn't come from friendship alone. It comes from something deeper, an emotional connection that values not just who you are, but how you think. Because in their heart, your opinion isn't just advice. It's reassurance that they've been seen and understood. Sign 7. They remember you in the quiet moments. Love doesn't always live in the big moments. Sometimes it lingers in the quiet ones. Have you ever noticed how some people reach out when there's no reason to? A random text at night, a song they send because it reminded me of you, or a photo they took that somehow connects to something you once said. Those aren't coincidences. Those are quiet echoes of affection. When someone secretly loves you, you don't leave their thoughts when the conversation ends. You stay with them, in the spaces between their daily routines. Psychologically, this is known as emotional imprinting. Your presence has become part of their mental landscape. Their brain naturally associates small triggers, a sound, a scent, a phrase, with you. You've become what psychologists call a positive emotional anchor. That's why they think of you when something beautiful happens, or when something hurts. You've become the person they want to share it with first, even if they hold back. They might not say, "I miss you," but you'll feel it in the way they keep finding gentle ways to stay connected. This kind of love isn't loud or demanding. It doesn't chase attention or force confessions. It simply lingers. Patient, quiet, loyal. And if someone remembers you in moments when they have nothing to gain, when you cross their mind without reason, when you appear in their small joys and silent thoughts, that's not just fondness. That's love that's been living quietly all along.